This Machine podcast. My name is Lindsay. This is a fiber arts podcast. I am a crocheter, a knitter, a spinner, and I dabble in many other different things. I haven't been here all summer, so I'm just going to reintroduce myself real quick. I am a mother of two wonderful, amazing kids. We live right outside the nation's capital in America. We live in Maryland. Maryland in America. Let's see. I am an adult English language teacher, and I really enjoy that. So I teach ESL, English as a second language. I'm pretty active in my community. I'm a library advocate, so every episode will have a children's book recommendation at the end. This episode is no different. Sometimes I forget, but I usually try not to. And I learned how to crochet when I was 5 years old from my great-grandmother. And during the pandemic, I learned how to knit. So I've been doing that along with learning how to spin and learning embroidery and all the cool things. So welcome. I hope you have a cup of something that you enjoy. And I'm just going to start with some finished objects that I have. Then I will go into some works in progress, otherwise known as knit whips. And then I will kind of touch on something that I'll have in another episode, which is my spinning. And then I will have a book recommendation, which is all the way over there. So I'll grab that before it's time. So let me just have a wonderful sip. If you've been here before, welcome again. It's great to see you and hear from you. If this is your first time, hello. Let's get into it. I hope everything is well with everyone. I know things are weird. Hopefully we can pass through this space and time. I'm just gonna have another sip of coffee because geez Louise. I can put it right here. Okay. So, I was working on the Hobbit Vest by Chemery. I made this vest for my son, and I want to show you the finished object. So, first things first, I used some Knit Picks palette. Maybe a year or two ago, I had purchased a ton of it for my daughter's playdate cardigan by Tin Can Knits. And this time I was supposed to make the same cardigan, and I thought, I don't want a fingering weight project right now. So I held it double, and I was able to get gauge. This calls for worsted weight yarn. Let me button it. It uses some buttons that I have in my stash, and my son picked them out, and he really enjoys this vest. So this is the vest. I really, really love it. If you know anything about me, you'll know that I love a pocket with a different color. I just think colors disappearing from the world, and so the whimsy of life, is to have this like pocket. So my son picked the color for the pocket, which is great. Everything came out really easy and cool. This was an amazing pattern for the simple reason that it was a vest, but also it was so well written. Like, it's not confusing at all. So yeah, we have, you make your decreases. It starts from the bottom and goes all the way up. And what you do with the pockets is you knit them, and then you put them on waste yarn. And then when it's time, you just knit them into the pocket. So you will go up, and then at some point you'll start doing the ribbing for the pocket. And then you'll bind off, and then the next row you'll just knit across the pocket stitches in the same pattern. And these are just some random buttons in my button collection that he decided to pick out. I am making this pattern again for my daughter. So I know this is a little unorthodox, but I'm going to show you that whip right now. So her birthday is in October, and we are fast approaching it. And I need to kick it into gear because I'm not done, you know, so I'm working on it. So the pattern called for US 6 needle, and I'm using a US 5. And this yarn is yarn that I dyed. It is a BFL nylon. I don't know if it's a superwash or a non-superwash. I'd have to check. But this is, look at this color. Oh my goodness. I was saving this color for me, but in perfect, you know, parenting fashion, you tell your children to pick the yarn they want for the project, and they pick the yarn that you've been holding on to. So this is also held double. This is a fingering weight yarn. And she also was allowed to pick the pockets, which is not much of a contrast. So this yarn here is like a merino. I got it from Sister Ananse Yarn. She no longer does like, she usually does like wholesales to yarn shops now. So you can't really buy a lot of her yarn from her website. You have to find a shop, which I think was better for her business model. Just because you know how much you're selling. But again, I'm here. So I have a little bit to go. I have like 5 or 6 inches. The cool thing is that it is now soccer and baseball season, which my son does. And so after that's done, there will be, you know, sports for my daughter. But as it stands, I can knit at a soccer game or a baseball game and get a lot done. So I'm really in love with the feel of this and the look of this. This is the colorway. This is dyed naturally with cochineal and osage orange, which is I think a tree bark. So a little yellow and a little pink. And happens to be my daughter's favorite color, pink. So I have another pink, which she did not care about, so I'll use that for something else. Because I have not dyed since dyeing this, but hopefully that will change. Hopefully that will change, because this is so beautiful and I would love to recreate this color for myself. But that is what I'll be working on and hopefully getting finished before her birthday in October. I have another finished item. This one also comes with a big long story. So the Woolly Thistle is an online yarn shop. I'm saying that because I love them. I watch their shopcasts and I think they're so nice. and so funny and so interesting. And, one of the reasons I started this podcast is because I only have one friend who knits and crochets, and although she lives nearby, she's not as into it as I think I am, so and they have these like tweed bags. I'm buying one this year for my birthday. However, they have these little ones that can hold socks and stuff. And I thought, well, I have enough yarn, so I'm gonna try to replicate this, which is what I've always been doing since I was little. So I crocheted a bag, sewed it together, lined it. But before I did the lining and added the buttons, I wanted to try and work on some embroidery because I really want to get into embroidery. I think it's so cool. So this is the bag. It's all finished. There's a project inside. I did some practice stuff here. You can see here it says the warmness machine. I'm such a nerd. I have a little like bees or bugs at the bottom here. I have some just hand spun that I used, whatever leftovers I had. And then on this side, it says 7 with 1 blow, which is from a Brothers Grimm story. It's called The Little Tailor, but the story that I read is called The Little Seamstress. And love it. Love it. Love that story. Read it to the kids. Really grabbed onto 7 with 1 blow. So basically the story is this little seamstress is in her studio. She's sewing stuff. And there's like a group of gnats in the room. And she takes like a random rag cloth and throws it at them. And then she walks over there and she sees that she got 7 with 1 blow. They're all laid, sprawled out, not alive anymore. And then she goes on this journey, and the journey starts. She likes the fact that she was able to like hit these gnats and get them 7 with 1 blow. Like that's how she starts walking around. Like you can't tell me anything because I got 7 with 1 blow, and I adore it. So I put wind here because I don't know how to make a towel with gnats. But then I practiced some flowers, and no, it's not amazing. No, it's not perfect. That's not the reason we do stuff here. The reason I do stuff is because I like to create things, and I really love it. The project in here is like a dupe of a sweater, and I've only finished 1/2 of it, so I'll show it to you. It's this. This is the back. I started the front, but alas, this was supposed to be a boxy top. This is a bamboo from Lion Brand Yarn. Also, it's called True Boo, I believe. And the reason that I'm using this is because it was in my stash. So everything is like I'm trying to use stuff in my stash. Because, do I have to say? So I'm going to empty it and show you the inside because the lining is really, really nice. I used an interface and I just kind of eyeballed it. So this is the lining. And I used these like snap buttons. And so I love it. If I wanted to put socks in here, I could. I should. But first I have to finish this project. So that's something for me to finish. Excuse my rickety chair. Every episode I say I'm going to put WD-40 on it, and I really can. My father-in-law is a really handy person, so I'm sure he has it. Just haven't gotten around to it. But yeah, 7 with 1 blow, the warmness machine. And so like this summer when I was working on this and I was taking my daughter to swimming class, you know, a lady who was there with her daughter was like, I like your bag. And I was like, thanks so much, you know, because every time just bursting with love and energy and joy. So yay, scrap yarn used, inside and outside, and also just some scrap. And then also giving me an opportunity to practice sewing because I hand sewed these on, but then I machine sewed the lining. So yeah, I'm really proud of it. I have a sock in here that I have yet to finish. It is from this amazing book, Charming Colorwork Socks by Charlotte Stone. Charlotte Stone goes by Stoneknits on Ravelry, and the sock I'm working on is called Autumn Mice. I would show you the sock, but let me show it to you. It's right here. The only thing is I feel so bad because it's been months and I haven't completed the other sock, but and I haven't woven in my ends. It's got some lace on the front. It's got bobbles, which I've never done in knitting. I've only done in crochet, which was fun. And it's got a little mouse. The color, and then it's got an Eye of Partridge heel, which I've never done before, which was really, really cool. And so I'm in love with it, but I feel like I'm saving it for Socktober, which is October. Because there's a few, I haven't been able to get socks done because I've been trying to get these vests done. And then the summer was just a bunch of fun times, just going to playgrounds and visiting family and going to the pool every other day. And so it's just fun. I really enjoy my children. I really enjoy them. Let me take a sip. I'm going to show you a fail, something that I am frogging before I show you something that I can't stop working on. So I got a long time ago the Monica Geller tee pattern from Sari Nordland. I love Sari Nordland's designs. I've made the Kutar beret for my mother. I've made the Kari shawl, which is a free pattern for my cousin. And I have some yarn that I just purchased this year for another project from her book, Timeless Knits. And so this pattern is super easy, super cool. I'm like at the point of splitting for the front and the back. However, when I put it on, I realized that my gauge was too tight. And I have to kind of remember that if I'm working in the round, I'm a little tighter than if I'm going back and forth. So I also dropped some stitches. Doesn't matter because I'm frogging this thing. I am using Knitting for Olive fingering weight yarn in the colorway Mustard, which really just goes, and I wanted to make this for my anniversary. My anniversary is in December, and I like to look cute when I go. You know, we always go out. We really don't go out very much. So when we go out for our anniversary, my husband orders a steak because he doesn't really eat red meat, and I'm a vegetarian. So he orders a steak, and I order a bottle of wine, but I just want to look cute. And so I have to come back to this, and I have to go up a needle size. The cool thing about this is that although it's got a little bit of ease, and it actually fit really well, but there's about a 6 or 5 inch difference between my waistline and my bust. And it fit around the waistline fine. But I don't want it super tight around my bust because I don't want to be a vixen. I want to wear it everywhere. I don't want to just wear it on my anniversary. I want to be able to wear it to school events and not just be like this vixen of a mom, Vixen is a good word. Let's start using it again. We don't have to say cougar. We can say, a vixen. At any rate, yeah, sadness because I was almost done with it. However, again, all the games I have to go to on the weekend, all the practices I have to go to during the week, I can get it done for my wedding anniversary in December. What I'm working on that I am having a really hard time putting down because it is really coming together really quickly and really fun, and it's just easy peasy lemon squeezy, just a really easy knit is the Felix Cardigan by Amy Christoffers. It is made with worsted weight yarn, but then you use these really big chunky needles. So the needle size that's called for in the pattern is a size 10, and I went down a size to a size 9. And what you do is you just cast on all the stitches for around the neck, and then you do short row shaping. And you do the short row shaping as you're doing the raglan increases. And the raglan increases are these beautiful eyelets. Let me see if I can show you without losing a stitch. Hold on. I'm gonna get Pikachu and put Pikachu on here so that I don't lose any stitches because this is really cool. So I used Let Lopi, which is a Icelandic wool. I used it in the colorway 0085, which is this gray color. This is a rustic wool. It's pretty scratchy. However, once you block it, it really softens up. This is my little gauge swatch. I really enjoy this because it's so quick. And I've been knitting on it for maybe a week. And I've already split for the sleeves. So this is the front, and you can see the lace detail. I hope you can see it. It's really pretty, and it's really intuitive. The cool thing that I had to learn is short row shaping. I've never done short rows in knitting. So this was really cool. Maybe I have. I have not. So it was really cool to do just wrap and turns and figure out how to do that. And I watched a few videos and it was just really cool. So let me show you how far I am. I've split for the sleeves. After you split for the sleeves, you cast on some stitches on the underarm and then you just knit 10 inches. I'm at about 3.5 inches here. So again, this is really good for like sitting and knitting. But I'm going to put this down this week and work on exclusively my daughter's Hobbit Vest. So yeah, let me show you. Actually, I can't because I'm in the middle. When I was waiting for the bus to get my son, I started another row. So I can't show you what it's like on, but it's supposed to have a lot of ease. I picked the second size, I believe, which is like a 43-inch circumference. So that is what I'm really into. And because it's so nice and easy, I don't have to think about it. You know, you don't want to think about things when you're at these. You can really mess up. And then, that's why I haven't done the sock, because I'm like, color work, you have to really pay attention. So those are the things that I'm working on right now. Let me grab my spinning so I can do just a brief talk about that. So over the summer, I purchased a lot of roving from the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival. Every year we go, and I wanted to do an episode on it, but again, I didn't bring my phone. I was like, oh, where's my phone? In the car. So I always take my kids. We always buy them something. We get like a t-shirt. We get them whatever they want. My husband usually is looking for sausages that he can never find. I don't know what that's about. But coming up next year, I am really excited to go, and I really would love to volunteer. So yeah, hoping I can do that and have a good time and yada, yada, yada. But it's good to plan, though. It's good to say to yourself, hope I volunteer and hope I can get it together, because then you're thinking about it. And I had never thought about it. I was thinking like, should I volunteer? But it was like 2 days before the festival. And I was like, oh, Lindsay. So let me take a sip and I'm going to show you a little bit. So here's the deal. This is the roving that I'm working on. We recently had some cats that we were babysitting here. Wow, I really am long-winded. The point is that this is the roving that I had to remove from my spinning wheel and put my spinning wheel in the closet and all the other stuff. So this roving is 100% Corriedale. It is non-superwash. It hasn't been treated or anything. It's a dream. I want to show you more about it, but I have an episode of that I'm putting together right now. So hopefully I'll show that to you in another episode, but just as soft and as sheepy. So this was a lot of fun. This is my little bucket of spinning. And yeah, so just a short, brief teaser. So the book that I am recommending is this book, which kind of lets me know my children are also a little bit like me, and my husband, because The Truth About the Couch is the book that I wanted to pick up, and I picked it up because I was like, ooh, this is going to be fun. And I was going to read it for myself, and I was thinking, oh, the kids aren't really going to like this. They loved it. They love this book. This is The Truth About the Couch by Adam Rubin, who is also the author of Dragons Love Tacos, and then Liniers, who is the creator of Macanudo, which is, I think, a comic strip. And I think this illustrator is based in Argentina. Yep. Which has been published in Argentina since 2002, Macanudo. So let me read the first page for you. It's the beginning of the book, I should say. Psst. Hey, you know what this thing is? Yeah, that's right. It's a couch. But I'm here to tell you what the furniture police don't want you to know. Listen close. I'll explain everything. I brought visual aids. It's a conspiracy book about couches. It has like these storylines that contradict themselves. He'll say like, oh, this is where couches really came from, except for the fact that they've been here since prehistoric times. And it's so silly. And the kids just loved it. The kids just loved this book. They thought it was so silly. So if your kids like silly books, this is a book for you. We got it from the library, so I encourage you to go to your local library and see if they have it. Again, the title is called The Truth About the Couch. The author is Adam Rubin, and the illustrator is Liniers, and I hope I said that right. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. I'm sorry I wasn't here earlier, life and things. I'm hoping to come back soon. I'm sending you best wishes, obviously, in these strange times. However, when we work together, we can get things done. So I hope your making is relaxing or intricate or difficult, whatever you desire for your making. I hope you're getting it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.